Hello, happy Sunday night. I just want to make sure to check. I like checking on my app on my phone to ensure that I'm actually live. I think I am. This says end live video, so I must be live, but I just want to make sure. Hello, hello, as you pop on, come say hi. Excellent. Okay. Yay! Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, let's see. Can I? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, gosh. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm just checking. Ladies, as you are hopping on, say hello so I can see you here. Yay. Hi, Marie. Oh, so fun. Hi, Gloria. Great. I love so much when I get your feedback. Hi, Jessica. My love. How are you? Ladies, remember that if I start looking over here, it's just because this is where I see your comments on the screen that I'm on. And I don't think I can change that, unfortunately. Hi, Rita. Yay. Hi, Eva. My witchy goddess love. Oh, hello, ladies. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday night. Hi, Brittany. Oh my gosh, we've got a reunion going on. Okay, let's have some fun tonight. Okay, so first off, let's make sure that everybody has their worksheet for tonight. Does everybody have your worksheet? Because I created some serious magic with the worksheet that I prepped for you. Remember that we have, actually, let me grab it. I'm going to put a link here for you. What is this? Moon Masterclass. There we go. Okay. Make sure, just remember that, hey, Gloria, I created a hub for us on my website so that I have all the worksheets that I create for each of the master classes, and then I put up the recording. I know that you can find them all in this Facebook group, but it's sometimes a lot easier to have them all located in one place. So I just put the link there for you if you need to grab the worksheet for tonight. The worksheet for tonight is awesome, my loves, and I want to make sure to do our due diligence with all that we are doing tonight. So I'm going to pull mine up so that I have that and I can follow along with you, ladies. And let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Awesome. In this worksheet, where is it? There we go. Okay. I have, does everybody have it? I have created a calendar for you for the rest of this year. So starting with today, we've got November 22nd all the way through the end of the year. So that is the first page of this. I got to be able to toggle back and forth and see you, ladies. Great. Awesome. Ladies, say hello as you're getting here. Hi, Gretchen, you're here. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Marianne and Danielle. No, you are right on time. You're right on time. So, now that we're here, say hello to everybody. Make sure that you are commenting. Remember, I like for these to be super communicative and back and forth. I want it to be a conversation. But we've got a lot of really juicy, amazing things to work through together tonight. So in your worksheet, you're going to find a couple different things. You're going to find a calendar. If you scroll down to page 2, you're going to find, I created this image for myself, actually, when back in the day I remember it was a night, I think it was like May, it was May of 2018, and I was just starting to really get into the moon cycle. This was the year, I know that I've shared that I really started focusing on my period and trying to bring my period back into my body. I hadn't had a natural period for over 14 years. And so I am a visual person, which is why I made this guide for you with like 6 different ways to help you really gain the insight that we're going to go over tonight. So I created this visual for myself because I needed to see it in a cycle. What we're going to be talking about today in our holiday Thrival guide masterclass is how to eat and exercise and move your body and honor your body throughout the holiday season. Ladies, who, I want to hear, see, like, show of hands, who is so over all the commercials that you see of like skip the gravy so that you can have the second slice of pie, and like just the focus on calories and the focus on the external and all of that in ways that like don't even actually feel like they make sense or they're like applicable to you. I just like, and every year what it does is it elicits fear, right? It elicits fear and that you're doing something wrong. If you are eating a certain way, you are doing it wrong. And we're going to try to really negate that tonight. We're going to help us get back in tune with what our body is calling us to in terms of eating and exercising, because we spend so much time at this time of the year focusing on what we shouldn't be doing so that we can then like later punish ourselves for what we did do but we didn't want to do and all of that. So we don't want to do that this year. Like, can we get a hands up if we don't want to do that this year? Who wants to like actually enjoy the holiday season this year? And like learn, like support your body and eat what feels good to you and move because it feels good. You're going to hear me emphasizing the word feels good a lot tonight, because this is not something that is popular within society. But we're going to talk at the end of tonight. I have a special surprise for you all about the boxes that society puts us in. And guess what? We all have been thrown into boxes where we feel totally constrained and our inner magic has been locked and blocked because of what society deems as important, what people in our lives, our parents, teachers, siblings, whoever, have deemed and just made to be the most important thing, and that's put us in these small boxes. And I don't know about you all, but like I don't fit inside anybody else's box. I tried really hard. Oh, the masks I wore. But we just can't do that. And so we are going to start with taking care of ourselves with food and movement and self-love and feeling good. Now, that may include having the cookie. That may also include having the salad. I'm not going to teach you what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. I'm going to teach you how to really get in tune with your inner wisdom tonight, according to the moon cycle, according to your female cycle. So, hi, Kim Johnson. Yay. Okay, so let's hop on in. On this second page of your Holiday Lunar Thrival Guide, the workbook that I created for you, have fun with this. I'm going to be breaking all of this down differently for you tonight, but I created this for myself because I wanted to see how the moon cycle aligns with the female cycle and learn about what ways our bodies are best supported with food and with exercise during our cycle. So I know that we've talked in the past, in past master classes, about how back in the day, most women bled at the new moon, and then their cycle continued from that point. I also know for Elisa, for example, she shared last week that she bleeds at the full moon. So I'm going to, the first rule, and you'll see it later on tonight, but the first rule of tonight is that you trust yourself and that you align with your female cycle first and the moon cycle second. And what we can do with that, if your cycle lines exactly with the trajectory of the moon cycle as like a new moon bleed, and even if you don't bleed, right? This is really important. Even if you don't have a period or a full cycle, or you're menopausal, or you were like me, you are like me, that you didn't get a natural period for whatever reason, using the moon as your guide is really, really powerful because you're still a cyclical being. I don't care if you are a second old or 199 years old. Ladies, we are cyclical beings, and you trust your body first. Your body knows best, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But for example, last week, Elisa said she bleeds at the full moon, and so I would say some of what I'm going to talk about tonight, you might want to flip on its head, right? Because if we're going to talk about different areas of the moon cycle and your female cycle, and I'm talking about the new moon, but you bleed at the full moon, flip it on its head. Clear as mud? Okay. Good. So have fun with this chart because this is just super geeky, super nerdy. I put the resources from which I got a lot of the information, and I've added my own things over the years because I know what I'm talking about now, which is really super exciting. Yay! Oh, Alyssa, I was just talking about you, so hopefully you heard that. And if you didn't, you, as a full moon bleeder, take what I say tonight and flip it on its head. But also, we're going to find, ladies, we are not boxed in creatures, like I said. So if there's something that you're like, oh yeah, I do kind of feel like that, but I'm in like the 7 to 10-ish J range, I think I'm stepping into the next moon phase here. Yes, you're right. Trust yourself. Gotcha? I would love for everybody to comment in the comments, I trust myself. I'm going to sit here and have a sip of water while you do that. No more masks. Amen, Kim Johnson. No more masks. I know that there's a minute delay, so I'm like, where's everybody in their trust? Okay, ladies, type in the comments, I trust myself, and I'm going to start diving in. So, what I've prepared for you, I'm with you, full moon bleeder here too. Okay, good. Here we go. Here's with the trust. Yeah, ladies. Good. Excellent. Lisa Cunningham and your dancing, ladies, are my favorite. I just love it. Good. Okay. Buckle up, buttercups. We are diving in tonight. So, here we go. As you scroll down to page 3, or as you flip to page 3, you're going to notice that what I did was I broke down. In the past, we've talked about the fact that I follow and I teach 8 phases of the moon cycle. With what we're talking about today, we're breaking it down into 4 phases. So we're breaking it from new moon to first quarter moon to full moon. And then full moon to third quarter moon back to new moon. And then I also put in the parts of the female cycle that are associated on that kind of like metaphorical wave and energetic wavelength as the moon cycle. So again, if you are a full moon bleeder, then the menstrual and the follicular are just going to go right on down to the full moon and the third quarter moon. We get to keep this super simple. But what I did for you, like I said, you have a calendar up top. You can take that calendar and mark it up if that is helpful for you. I like seeing things on a calendar, but I also wanted to create this space for you to take notes on what I'm going to share with you tonight. And then perhaps what I would do, I would take notes in this note section on page 3 here. And then afterwards, after the masterclass, I would go in and I would mark up the calendar and just so you can see the time periods where it could be off by a few days. For example, if you go up to page 2, you will see that each of the phases has like 7 to 10 days, 3 to 4 days, 10 to 14 days, 3 to 7 days. So our days are always in flow. It's never exactly linear to the moment perfect. Different months look differently, different phases look differently. So this is where and why trusting ourselves is the most important piece, because you know your body. And honey, you have been trained not to listen to your body, and we are done with that. You've also been trained, per the question that I asked in the group earlier this week, you have been trained to make choices, especially over the holiday season, to overstuff yourself and to just go past a point where you feel physically and emotionally comfortable so that you can regret. Right? Like it's not, and a lot of it is subconscious choices, but you take a really beautiful good thing, right? Many of you had said like, I get uneasy at the holidays because I feel like I need to eat a certain amount to impress people or to satisfy their need of how much I should eat. Or it's like that like lack mentality of like, I'm not going to have this for another year. I need to eat all of the things. And then you feel overstuffed and you just don't feel good in your body. And then you utilize exercise as punishment against yourself. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let's hop on in, and I'm going to break this down for you. Does anyone have any questions as we kick up? I have a couple. Hi, Bethany Noble. I have a couple slides up, so I'm going to toggle back and forth to best support us this evening. Okay, you ready? You ready? Let's do this. Let's start with the new moon to first quarter moon. This is the menstrual phase that I'm talking about here for us tonight. This is a phase with the new moon, right? Remember we talked about last week, we set new intentions from a place of rest and reverence. So as we are bleeding at the new moon, we are releasing all that we've carried with us through the prior cycle, and we get to set new intentions for what we want the next cycle to look like. This is so powerful because I want you to make note of where on the calendar the next new moon is over the holiday season. Give you a hint, it's in the middle of December, because we've got many miles to go before we get there, but we've got some holidays that will be behind us at that point and still in front of us. So if we're going to be taking care of our bodies and trusting ourselves, what new intentions could you be setting during this phase? I also want to point out that the winter solstice is the last day. I actually believe the winter solstice is exactly the first quarter moon. So it technically could fall into either that first box or the second box. Winter solstice is also called Yule. Yule is a Sabbath, which is one of the ancient traditional holidays that the divine feminine celebrated. And it's still celebrated today, not as widely perhaps as Christmas is, but in terms of ancient cyclicality, deep feminine wisdom, Yule and the Sabbats are actually something that I teach in my True You tent, and it's a really, really important day because it's the winter solstice. It is the darkest day of the year, which means that from that moment on, new light is coming in. Right? So days keep getting longer and longer after that point, which is exciting. It's the remembrance that the dawn will break again and that there will be newness, but for now we rest. So during this time, and if you celebrate the winter solstice at all, here's some things that you might want to keep to take into consideration. This is a time to rest and turn inwards as we are setting our intentions, right? The setting of intentions is the actionable piece of the new moon. This is a time to physically, now we're going to get into food and exercise. During the new moon to first quarter moon, this is a time to restore and remineralize our body, our blood, and our kidneys, right? If we are actively bleeding at this time, then it's our job to replenish the iron that we are losing during that time. Comfort foods are super powerful to support you during this time. And also water-rich fruits and vegetables. Think antioxidants. Think high iron and low sugar. Nourishing cooking methods during this time are super powerful. So roasting, soups, baking, all really powerful. And if you think about it, right, in the middle of December, what a really great time to focus on like getting back into your body, really rejuvenating it and taking care of it with those comfort foods. Soups and roasted vegetables, things like that to really help you restore and just like warm up, right? Like just get like cozy and warm. Green leafy vegetables, really good during this time. Water vegetables like watercress and sushi. Sushi's really good during this time of the cycle, that menstrual phase of the cycle, the new moon to the first quarter moon. Rice, beets, and mushrooms, all good examples of foods that you could eat to support yourself. In terms of exercise, stretching, right? So we hear, does anyone else like just want to lose their ever-loving mind when you see all of those commercials about women? And listen, you ladies know, I told you, like, I was the epitome of the go get it athlete. I don't want to have a period because that means I'm weak and I got to slow down. But like seeing commercials for tampons that support you so you can still go out and run a marathon on your period, like, oh, for the love, like, can we just actually rest? Can we just allow ourselves to stretch and to perhaps take a day off and not do anything? In terms of like making this food and exercise part of your honoring your cycle and the moon cycle all the time, when you are bleeding, it is a perfect time to actually rest. It's a time to take strolls, like no heavy walking. If you want to do something, just go for a nice leisurely walk. Focus on breathing. So, kind of meditative and yoga practices like yin yoga are really helpful because this is a time for restoration, right? And planting new seeds for where we're going. But you can't get there without being here first. So, that first quarter of the moon cycle is all about that rest, that homey, like building yourself up, like really taking care of yourself, and just allowing yourself to be a little bit within that first quarter. Next, we are into the first quarter to full moon phase. This is the follicular phase for our body. And remember, a moon cycle and a female cycle is 29-ish days. So it's about a week for each quarter of the moon, right? If you follow the 8 phases, it's about 3 to 4 days. If you follow it quarterly, it's about a week for each like chunk of time that you're going to be in, which is really nice because like I said, then you can get this on the calendar and just like plan for certain weeks to eat certain ways and exercise certain ways. And I want to tell you too, be your own best investigator, right? Ask yourself what you're actually craving during those times and see how it aligns. And then also, like we said before, breaking it down into quarters is nice, but our bodies don't play by those rules. So sometimes a phase could be 3 to 4 days, sometimes 10 to 14. So again, we're going to be able to be flexible and pivotal during these times. So this is a kind of a cool blueprint, but you get to ask yourself what you're craving, how you want to move, and how you want to eat. The first quarter moon to full moon, I thought it was really interesting. So this is an energy boosting time period, right? We have bled, we have rested, and now we're ready to go. And Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Kwanzaa all fall during this quarter in November and in the next month quarter in December, which I thought was so cool. And also, I don't know every holiday ever, so if I missed anything, I apologize, but just put it on your little calendar there. I tried to get the bigger ones. But Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Kwanzaa are all part of that second quarter, so the first quarter moon to the full moon. This time is a time that you could feel restless. Because you've been resting. So now it's time to go. You may feel emotionally outgoing. You're ready to go after the rest and the release. It's time to try new things. So keep that in mind, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas, how's it going to look like for you? It's looking way different for us this year. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to be with our family. We're just staying within our own little family in our own little home. We're going to have our very first Thanksgiving, just us this year. And so we're going to try new things, right? Like Michael and I are trying a new stuffing recipe. We asked the boys what they want for sides. So we're having macaroni and cheese as a side to turkey, right? Like we're just having fun with it. And it kind of goes perfectly with the fact that Thanksgiving falls in this quarter anyway. So during this time, you want to try food that is fresh and light. Iron replenishing again because you just bled for so long. Good go-tos during this phase of the moon for you would be wild game, beef, salmon, eggs, and of course I'm going to say all things like that are lean, grass-fed, organic, wild-caught, pasteurized. You know, if try to just focus on doing the very best you can, but like that's the best of the best. So something perhaps to consider for you. And you know, if we're going to sync up with the moon cycle, if we're going to sync up with our own female cycle, not eating things that have a ton of hormones pumped into them is super important for our bodies so that we're not influenced by outside hormones. That makes sense? Dark leafy greens, beans, nuts, seeds, and citrus fruits. I kind of love the idea and I love the smell of oranges and cloves around this time of the year. So, good night, Cameron. I love you. Good night. No, you're not sitting downstairs. Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving was on tonight, friends. So little boys get to stay up a little bit later than normal. Fresh, vibrant, and light. Oh, citrus fruits. Does anyone else love orange and clove this time of the year? Like, I just think like that is such a delicious, Christmassy Yule time smell. So I just thought that that was a really cool thing to know as I was doing my research on this. Um, we're looking for well balanced meals here. We're looking for probiotic rich, also fermented foods may be something that you are interested in during this phase. So keep that in mind as you are tapping into what you're craving and different things that could support your body. But fermented foods during this energy boosting time period could be really powerful for you. Along the note of trying new things, same thing with exercise, right? So going on adventures, right? Instead of, saying, oh, okay, it's Thanksgiving was yesterday, Christmas was yesterday, I overate, so now I need to go punish myself by, doing an hour on the elliptical or running 10 miles. Why not just go have fun with exercise and try something new? Maybe there's a new class you want to try, socially distanced for this time, space, and reality, or maybe online, something like that. Maybe you want to go for a hike, right? Maybe you want to do something that you haven't done in a really long time. Maybe you want to go like just play flag football or something like that with your family. Exercise with fun in mind is the most important thing for this first quarter moon to full moon time period. We are not focusing on weight loss. We are not focusing on punishment. This is where the reprogramming comes in, my friends, right? If we are going to exercise because we love our bodies and we just feel like we want to move our bodies, then during this phase, let's do that. Let's try something new and have a good time. You just rested and recovered during the first phase, so you may feel like you got to hurry up and punish yourself for that rest right now. No, we're not doing it. It's time for celebration. It's time for celebrating the fact that you actually listened to your body and you honored it. It is so powerful to start to think in this new self-devotional type of way, isn't it? Sign up for a turkey trot and have fun, right? This is the name of the game. So I'm going to stop reading my thing for just a second. Jessica says I have wild orange and nutmeg in my diffuser right now. Oh my gosh, so good. You have audio. Oh goodness. Okay, did anyone else lose audio? No. Thank goodness. I'm glad you didn't lose audio. So I would love to hear, what is a new exercise or a new way of moving your body that you would like to try maybe during Thanksgiving and Christmas? Anything goes here. I looked at my husband and I was like, I'd really like to go for a hike on Thanksgiving morning. Like, we're going to be here, right? I usually like to go, and I'll probably run because I like running and walking. And it's kind of been a tradition for me to do like a turkey trot on Thanksgiving, but I'm like, I might want to run like just a couple quick miles and then like go for a hike, like get out in the woods and be with my family, try something different. This holiday is going to look different for us. We might as well really embrace that and incorporate it into the foods that we eat and the way that we're moving our body to support our body. So comment here. Eva's going to hike too. Awesome. Maybe I'll see you in the woods. Eva, maybe you'll be able to scope out a place for your hut on a hike. Hi, Stephanie. Happy to have you here, my love. Okay, so we are halfway through, ladies. How are we all feeling? Are we good? I'm going to keep going. Stephanie says, running, walking, our causeway. Oh, that sounds lovely. Went for a hike today, and it was just what I needed. That's awesome. Also, bike riding, right? Like, that would be something really cool and really fun to try. Gretchen, I love Ultimate and haven't played in years, so I'll toss the Frisbee with my kids. What a cool idea. Danielle wants to start running. Oh, I love it. See, and like, doesn't this sound exciting when you're like, oh, moving my body is a gift. And let's just talk about for a second. When we move our body, we move energy. It's not just about burning freaking calories. It's about moving the energy so that you start to feel better, so that you change places, especially, friends, if we are going to be back in a place where we are not able to go very many places and we're going to be around the same people all the time. Getting outside or in a different space and moving your body to create new energy for yourself is so important to your mental health, to your physical health, everything. Jessica said hiking with the family and bar on my own. Oh, you know what? I have some online classes that I do, and bar is part of a couple of them, and I really like it. I've never been a dancer, but there's like, oh my gosh, like holy squats. Connie, daily walk and run. Awesome. I try moonlight snowshoeing. That sounds delicious. Stephanie, dance class. We have a weekly dance party with the little ones. I look forward to it. Yes. Lisa Cunningham, good dancing. Beautiful. Yes. You know what? Put on a cool playlist and dance for a half hour. Who can, it doesn't have to be a formal exercise program. It doesn't have to be X amount of miles so that you can cross off X amount of calories. Hula hoop? What a cool idea. Oh, I love this so much. Well done, ladies. Well done. Okay. Just to make sure that I have my eye on the time, I'm going to continue on to the third quarter, right? So normally I talk about 8 phases. Today I'm talking about 4 quarters. There are 2 phases per quarter. So the full moon to the third quarter moon is the ovulatory phase. Now you'll see on your guide that the last 2, there's lots of blending between those phases because there are big time frames that they could be like it's that like 10 to 14 days is the luteal phase, and that's where the ovulatory could be 3 to 4 days, and then the luteal phase could be 10 to 14 days, right? So these are big there could be big differences. So you want to make sure that you're listening to your body and you're trusting your body, right? Because they don't last a full quarter, but there could be blending. So just make sure, because what, ladies? We trust ourselves. Make sure you're tuning in and asking yourself what would be most supportive. So the ovulatory phase is a smaller one. So there will be some luteal phase blending into it a little bit, but New Year's Eve and New Year's Day happen during the ovulatory phase, which I think is so freaking cool, both if you are a new moon bleeder or if you are a full moon bleeder. Because if you are going to be bleeding with the full moon on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, well, that's a pretty freaking powerful way to start 2021, isn't it? Right? By literally shedding and planting, like releasing the seeds that was all of 2020 and setting those new intentions for the next year. Or if this is the ovulatory phase for you and your body, and you are literally like releasing an egg at that moment, it's all about that celebration. It's all about that release. So New Year's Eve and New Year's Day fall within this time period, which I just think is so freaking cool. So let's talk about food. You're going to have lots of energy during this time. So this is a time where you can actually limit carbohydrates just because you won't really actually need that energy boost that they give. Using fiber filled fruits and veggies is going to be really powerful for you because it's going to help make sure everything stays smooth down in the bowel regions, and you are going to be able to utilize that natural energy that you have available to you as your estrogen, I believe it goes up. Don't quote me on that though. So things like asparagus, Brussels sprouts, chard, spinach, raspberries, strawberries, coconut, right? Like all of these are super fiber packed and they're really nutrient dense. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with these types of fruits and veggies. Quinoa and red lentils are also super good grains for you during this time. So like I said that fast, but asparagus, Brussels sprouts, Swiss chard, spinach, a lot of those like deeper green veggies, and then raspberries, strawberries, coconuts for the fruits. This is a time during the ovulatory phase for high impact exercises. Go for it. Essentially, right? Like kick off the new year, moving your body and slaying it, ladies, right? Like high intensity, interval training, going for that run at like a faster clip, going for the bike ride at a faster clip. We also crave like group settings during this time. So if you can tap in, maybe you do like, I don't know, like a Zoom call with a couple friends and you all do an exercise together. this would be a great time for a dance party with your family. Like, blast the jams and go for it. Because remember, this is the time at the full moon that we are like dancing in the moonlight. We are celebrating all that we have done and been and felt up to this point, and we are releasing that which doesn't serve us, right? Like in the ovulation, we are releasing the egg. So we are celebrating, dancing in the moonlight, and we're just going for it, right? Like, I just picture like us women all together surrounding a fire, like hair blowing in the breeze, like just going all out. This is the time for that. So wouldn't it be amazing if you ate in a way that really like kept things energized and moved, but you just felt good as you were going, and then you moved your body to support and utilize that energy that you already have within you? How does that feel? Feel good? Okay, then the final quarter is that third quarter moon back to the new moon. So we're like tucking ourselves back in at this phase, right? I like to think of it like the new moon to the full moon, like the moon is getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until it's all the way bright in the sky. It's literally like taking off a blanket and going for it. And then that full moon back to the new moon, it gets darker and darker and darker and darker. So like you go back into your own little nest there. Hanukkah falls within this time period for us. And this is a time of PMS. PMS can be a thing during this time. Bloating, irritability. You want to eat light, but often during this time. So I know that some of us have been programmed to like stuff ourselves full and stuff down our emotions and just block them out by eating, right? Like we don't want to feel our emotions, so we numb ourselves out with a ton of food. Be aware of this. Be aware of your patterns and how you deal with emotional triggers, because we all know that emotional stuff comes up around the holidays. And we utilize food as a weapon against ourselves. So if you're PMSing, if you are bloating, if you are irritable, you want to eat more frequently, but you don't want to completely fill yourself. You want to be able to still move throughout this time period. So self-care is a huge deal during this time. A huge deal. Again, we are going to focus on what makes you feel good, not on what you want, and then just eat all of the things. I remember talking with a friend, and I was like, well, what is intuitive eating? And she's like, I eat what I want. And I'm like, that sounds lovely, but if I ate what I want, I would eat like a whole bag of chocolate chips and down 3 bottles of wine, right? Like how are we defining what you want? And so I tried that. I tried like the intuitive eating where I just let myself have all the cake and all the things, and it was fine for a while, because I personally someone who had been so strict and followed every single thing in terms of a diet plan to a T, I needed to experience that full swing of the pendulum to seeing what it would feel like to have no restrictions and just go for it. Turns out I didn't like that either. There is a beautiful feeling that comes up when we find that inner harmony within ourselves and realize that sometimes we want to eat with a little bit more restraint, and sometimes we don't. During the holiday season, there's a lot of that pendulum swinging, but the problem is we lace it with guilt. And we don't have to do that this year, ladies, because what we get to do is focus on what makes us feel good. Because yes, in this moment, a big piece of my mother's carrot cake at Christmas time is going to be exactly what I need. And that's going to make my nostalgic self feel good. That's going to make my heart feel good. That's going to make my taste buds feel good. And I don't have to have 6 pieces of it, because I know my body and it can only handle so much sugar. So if I'm going to then focus on feeling good 20 minutes later, 3 hours later, the next day, I'm going to focus on something to shift that pendulum a little bit further away from sugar and back to maybe those fiber-rich foods to help flush things through the system. And water. Ladies, for the love of all things holy, if nothing else, just drink more water this holiday season. We are mostly water. Water is going to energize you. It's going to balance you. It's going to hydrate you. It's going to help you restore a sense of calm within you. So drink more water. Write that down wherever you want. Drink more water. Okay, specific foods to eat during this third quarter moon to new moon phase. And remember, it may start within that full moon to third quarter moon phase just based on the days. So we're trusting ourselves here. B vitamins, calcium, magnesium, and fiber. These are all big, big things for us. They help curb sugar cravings, and they help with constipation. That can show up too when we get bloated and gassy and cranky and all of that stuff. Roasted starchy vegetables, really good for you during this time. Grass-fed beef or turkey and chickpeas are also really good forms of protein for you during this time. Brown rice and leafy greens. If you didn't notice, I said leafy greens in all of the phases, so they're always good for you. Make sure you're filling your body with those greens that you need. And then exercise. You want to move your body during this time, but because that helps regulate mood mostly, and it helps, like I said, it helps to move energy, but you want to keep things low impact and low resistance. So scale back on the intensity, but don't scale back on what you're doing, right? So this is a time to like be more flowy. Like I just imagine like just flowiness and floatiness. And maybe we choose the, the nice long walk as opposed to the quick hit interval run. Because this is a time where, again, we're focusing on self-care, and self-care doesn't mean that you stop moving your body. In fact, self-care includes moving your body, but maybe doing so in a way that's a little bit more gentle, especially if you are PMSing and you are just emotionally like feeling it too. It's going to be really, really important for you to really support yourself during this time period. I'm going to just read okay. Danielle loves snowshoeing. Eva, good. A glorious way of looking at it. I'm so glad. So, ladies, that is the rundown of the cycles. And then I created for you, if I can find my little page here. There it is. Okay. On page 4 of 4 of your workbook, I have our rules. Our holiday Thrival rules, because we are not just meant to survive the holiday season, my friends. The holiday season is a time for connection, self-connection being the most important piece of it, right? A connection and love and receiving and giving from a place of receiving. And we get to thrive during this time. And if we feel good in our body, if we figure out like, okay, sure, Christmas dinner looks like this, right? We have this, and this, and this. And I'm going to enjoy all of it. And it's going to be fabulous. And then on the other days, I'm really going to look at what the moon cycle is calling me to, what my personal cycle is calling me to, and kind of fill in the blanks a little bit with some foods that I know will be supportive of me. So, first rule, trust yourself. Second rule, feed your body in ways that make it feel good, right? We're not feeding our body out of nostalgia all the time because some of those foods don't work for your body. And we're not depriving ourselves for foods that we really look forward to because they've got extra butter in them. Like we are feeding our body in ways that make us feel good. Mind, heart, body, and soul. We are moving our body in ways that make us feel good. We are going to enjoy the nostalgic treats, and please, never say things like, oh, I shouldn't eat this. I don't need this, but oh, this is so bad for me, but I'm going to do it. Energetically speaking, this does more harm than the actual treat itself to you. How many of you have grabbed the extra piece of cake and said, oh, I shouldn't do this, and then you eat it, and then it's like you love it in the moment, but you are giving yourself permission to beat up yourself later. That's what you're doing. So if you choose to put something in your body, be it a piece of kale, or the best damn chocolate chip cookie you have ever set eyes on, I want you to send love to that food and thank it for all that it's going to give your body, because we are in this to feel good. Yes? Can we pinky promise on that? It is time that we start looking at food differently and treating it like the beautiful resource that it is for our body. Exercise to celebrate, engage, rejuvenate, reward, and never punish. You didn't do anything wrong by eating X, Y, and Z. Okay? Remember that you are innately good and worthy, and we do not have to punish ourselves. And also, everything in life is neutral. We give it a good or a bad charge. Which will you choose? Right? Like, how many of you have said, oh, like eating that chocolate, that's so bad. That's so bad. But you eat it. So what you've done is you have given the chocolate the charge of bad, and then you have put this bad charge into your body, which you will physiologically feel, and on a mental metaphysical level up here, you're gonna associate the food being bad with you being bad, and we're not doing that anymore. We are going to flow with cyclicality, knowing that you get to do this your way, that Mama Moon and your own cycle have beautiful ways of bringing this all together for you, and you decide what you get to eat and how you get to move your body. That's a way different way of looking at it, right? A bowl of ice cream makes my body feel good. Good! Thank God, Stephanie, right? Like, holy cow, amazing. Hi, Ellen. It's just incredible when we start looking at the beauty and abundance that is food and what it does for us on not just a physical level, but an energetic level too. It's really important that we have these conversations. And then I have some journaling prompts for you here. And I encourage you to do these daily. I encourage you to maybe do these weekly. Definitely do them by the phases to help support you through this, and do them right around the holiday, because I know that so many of you have even shared with me that you go into the holiday worried about the foods that you're going to eat, or worried that you're going to overdo it, or worried that you're going to ruin something. You're not. What if you get to enjoy it? And then what if you get to come back and ask your body, how do I feel? And if you're getting feedback that didn't feel very good, let's make the conscious decision not to do that again and to choose this instead. Right? So, what feels exciting for me to eat and how to move? I love that question. What feels exciting? What do I want to try? What am I not available for? What feels exciting for me to say no to? How can I best honor my body today? That's a really good go-to for every single day. What if I don't have to perpetuate my programs for regret? You have been programmed to regret what you've done, what you haven't done. What if you didn't have to perpetuate them by participating in old cycles that put you in regret, and rather you tapped into the cycle that's already available for you? What if I'm not available for eating or moving my body that in a way that makes me feel overstuffed, punished, and awful? What if I'm just not available for that anymore? I'm not available to overstuff myself because it doesn't feel good. I'm not available to punish myself because that doesn't feel good. Am I willing to choose not to make choices that will create regret? Can you tell this was a big one that I was picking up from a lot of you? Am I willing to choose? Am I willing to choose not to make choices that will create regret? Here's the truth. You don't have to regret anything. You don't have to. But if you have a feeling that you might, are you willing not to do that thing so that you can live with more freedom and less regret? And then, how can I love myself the very best throughout this holiday? How can I love myself the very best throughout this holiday? Jill, do you like Jill or Jillian? Either. I mostly go by Jillian, but plenty of people call me Jill, so that's totally fine. I love hearing you say this. I have been thinking about this idea, but knowing how to say it. I shouldn't eat this, but we totally are giving ourselves permission to shame ourselves later. Yes, absolutely. You are setting yourself up to be angry with yourself down the road when you say, I shouldn't eat this, but you're not only are you giving yourself permission, you're ensuring that you are going to beat yourself up down the road. So why? Where does that come from? Where does the need to beat yourself up down the road come from? There is a question for you, right? How powerful is that? Big stuff. Big stuff, ladies. Okay, so I told you that, first of all, does anyone have any questions? Because I have something that I want to share with you all specifically for the first time live, which is so fun. I will answer them. But at the beginning of this call tonight, yes, Stephanie, find the balance. I talked about the fact that you have been put in a box. And I've been hearing this from a lot of my one-to-one clients lately, a lot of my True You 10 ladies, that like, I just don't fit inside the box anymore. Like, we have been programmed. We have been persuaded to stay small and to stay little and to keep our magic hidden according to somebody else's expectations or somebody else's standard. And the fact is, my loves, you were never meant to be inside the box in the first place. How many of you feel like you have been trapped in a box and you are ready to get out of it, but you just don't know how? I would love to see that. Because I know this is like pretty much every single person in the entire world, especially those of us that are willing to have these deeper level conversations about loving ourselves and knowing ourselves and owning ourselves and participating with cyclicality. How many of you have been trapped inside a box? Danielle, when you say if we bleed during the full moon, which are the things we should be swapping? Take the first two boxes and put them on the bottom. And then the bottom two boxes and put them on the top. Because it's basically just swapping or flip-flopping the moon cycle. Do I just flip it with the new moon stuff? Yes. Yep, you got it. So, Ellen, yes. Lisa, yes. Yeah, we feel like we have to stay stuck and small inside a box. And it's really freaking uncomfortable in that side of the box, especially when we have that inkling within us that we're not meant to be there in the first place. So I have created a really special experience that I'm sharing with you all here for the first time ever. I'm actually going to add this into my arsenal of different tools and programs and support mechanisms to support women in uncovering the truth of who they are. And this is a brilliant first step in the process. It's also a brilliant 100th step in the process. But I've created an experience. It's not a program. It's not a course. It's an experience. It's a 5 meditation series experience. And I want to tell you about it tonight. Is that okay? Because I'm just so excited. It was birthed within me. It wasn't even a conscious thought, but it just felt like the thing that so many women need right now. So I've created an experience. It's called Unlocking Your Inner Magic. What it is, it's a 5 meditation series to help you recognize the box that you were put in, that you were stuffed in, that somebody tried to wrap up and throw away the key and make you live this certain way for forever. I'm going to help you recognize that box. I'm going to help you remember that you are safe. I'm going to help you remember that you were never meant to be in the box anyway. I'm going to help you to reclaim your power and step out of the box. I'm going to help you realign with the truth of who you are and then reimagine your life outside of the box. That's the 5 steps. Those are the 5 meditations. This experience is going to give you the how to step outside the box that somebody else put you in. It's not your fault that you're living in a box. It's not your fault that you are programmed the way that you are programmed. I get it. I know this work deeply. I have done this work for myself. We've got to recognize the box, and then we've got to take all those beautiful, massive action steps to help you showcase your world, take up space, be the expansive goddess that you truly are, and allow your magic to be not just felt within you, but to be shared with the entire world. How would that feel? Because that's what I created. So in this Unlocking Your Inner Magic experience, there are 5 meditations that I guide you through. It's a guided meditation. They're all 10 minutes or less as well, which I know is super powerful because I know a lot of you will want to go through all 5 of them in the same afternoon. And then I know others of you will want to take them bit by bit, but you're all freaking busy. I know that for sure. So I kept them 10 minutes or less because that's what I would have wanted, is a very pungent, very potent, to the point experience to help me actively participate with unlocking the box, stepping outside of it, and then letting my inner magic shine. So not only do you get the 5 meditations in this experience, but I created a workbook for you with questions that are kind of like brain dump opportunity before the meditation. Then you go through the meditation, and then there are journaling prompts for afterwards to help you work through what came up for you during the meditation to help you release things, to help you really embody things. And then there's a prompt to help you embody it all. So, in case you didn't pick up on it, the way I even formulated the entire experience is based on cyclicality, where we wax with the questions, we wane with the meditation, we wax with the journaling prompts, and then we wane with the embodiment piece, because we are cyclical beings, and because the magic that is inside of you is so potent and it's so important, and the magic that's inside of you is not available anywhere else besides you. So if you stay small, if you stay in that box at other people because of their fear-based behavior, because of the way that they were programmed, if you stay in that box because of them, then you will literally be robbing the world an opportunity to feel your version of magic. And we can't have that anymore, ladies. We are too special. We are too magical. We are too miraculous not to share our magic with the world. So, like I said, this is going to be a part of my offerings to the world. If we ever hop on a call and we are talking about different programs that I have and different ways that I get to serve you and what is a best fit for you, this will be something that I will offer you. And it's normally going to be $99. I mean, it's an incredible experience. You get so much value. It's normally going to be $99. But I felt that with Black Friday, with all things that we're talking about with cyclicality and the magic of this season, I really wanted to give a really special introductory rate to this. And I'm offering this to you, especially in this group, because I love you all so much, for $49. This is going to be my Black Friday, Cyber Monday special. And I have the link here. And it's up. It's available. You can go purchase this now. And then you can start doing it tonight if you wanted to. But I haven't announced it anywhere yet. It's not been on my social media. It's not been in my email. This is a really powerful experience. And if you're ready to just take a deeper first step, right? And like, I share so much in this space, especially in terms of like free content and master class stuff, but there is a special energy that happens when you invest into something and you allow yourself to receive on the level that you invested. And I really wanted to give this introductory experience to you now because it just feels really important. It feels really important to do this amount of work, because we can talk about all the things all the time, but until you participate and have your own experience with it, and that's why doing the meditation is going to be really, really powerful, then you're still cutting yourself off in terms of your connection to source energy and this God, goddess, angels, whatever you want to call it. This just felt like a really beautiful, seamless, easy step for you to take to participate in your own transformation and to help you uncover the truth of who you are. Unlock yourself from that box so that you can step out of the box and into the cycle that is you, right? So that you can unleash your inner magic. You can stop being constrained and confined by other people. It just felt really exciting. So I was so excited to share this with you today. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie says she loves my meditations, and I'm not going to lie, my meditations are one of my superpowers. They're one of my superpowers. They go deep, they go big, they move a lot of stuff inside you. You will not be the same after you experience this. So I would love it if you, does this sound like something that somebody wants? I would love to hear this, and I would love to celebrate. If you go to the site right now and you gift this to yourself, right? You're going to be gifting a lot of people a lot of things. Imagine if you gifted yourself the opportunity to unlock your inner magic, to free yourself from the constraints that other people have put on you. Can you imagine? Can you imagine allowing yourself to forgive and to move on without the box? Without the constraints? Can you imagine how life would feel? Freeing, limitless, boundless is the answer here. Gretchen, yes. Yeah. Danielle, awesome. Ladies, go. You will be the first ones to get it. Go to the site, go get it. And then I'm available too. I've got a couple emails all set up to just check in on you and see how you're doing, because this is a participatory experience. We get to do this for ourselves, ladies. This is really important that we do it for ourselves, but I also know that it's hard to know where to start. And so that's why my guided meditations, that's why my workbook is so freaking awesome. Wait till you see the workbook. It is beautiful. I want to learn more for you. I want to share my magic more. Yes, Gretchen. Gretchen, the world needs your magic because you glow, my love. You are actually a magical being. And this is just, it's so exciting. It just feels right. It just feels right. This is the level of work that, Alyssa, yes, sister, yes. I feel so ready to be more me. And that's the point. The world needs us being more me. That's why we're talking about food and exercise, ladies, because it's not just about the food or exercise. It's about you trusting you. It's about doing what feels good for you. And here's like the spoiler alert. Awesome. I try not to buy things on Sunday. Gretchen, that's perfect. It'll be available. It's up there. It's ready to go. I worked really hard with my my website guru and soul sister. We got it up there, and it's beautiful too. Wait till you see it. But when we feel good, like this is what I was gonna say. Spoiler alert. When we feel good, we call in deeper depths of ourself that wants to feel good. And as we do that, we showcase who we are truly. We don't show up with masks on, not these kind of masks, like just like metaphorical masks, in the box, pretending to be something that we're not, just to get the external applause or to get the external love or the praise or whatever it is. We've been doing that for too damn long. Girls, that's why for years you've been beating yourself up because you ate the damn cake. That's why for years you have been running the extra mile to punish yourself because you're afraid that you are doing something wrong. You are trying to be someone else, someone based on what someone else wants you to be. It's time to stop doing that. It's time to show up and be the truth of who you really are because she is what you are here for. Call it God, goddess, divine source of love, universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm here for it all. I call it love. And I call it by all of the names above because it's that wholeness and it's that oneness. And I truly believe that. And I believe that you have a direct connection to that oneness. And you were put here. Just like every single drop in the ocean, just like every single leaf on every single tree, all of it has a purpose and a power. And you are human. With all the beautiful facets that are you, you have bigness to do in this world. You have bigness to be in this world. How you eat matters. How you move matters. Feeling good matters. And when you feel good, you call in more feeling good. Abundance begets abundance. So when you feel good now, and you make feeling good now a priority for always, then in every single now moment that is going to come down the pipe, you'll feel good. If you feel good now and you commit to yourself that you're going to feel good now and feeling good in every moment of now is a priority, then tomorrow's now, you're going to feel good. Thanksgiving's now, you're going to feel good. Christmas is now, you're going to feel good, right? It's the future to this now, but it will be a now. And if you're always committed to feeling good and honoring yourself and uncovering the truth of who you are, because that's who you were meant to be, and that's who is going to make this huge impact in the world, gosh, thank God. Thank God. And witnessing women step into the truth of who they are is my mission, and it is the most important thing to me. Uncovering your cyclicality, uncovering your intuition, feeling good with your food, with your eating, with your meditating and coming and connecting with yourself. This is the stuff that matters. You matter. You matter just as much today as you will on Thanksgiving and on Christmas and in 2021's Christmas and in 2030's Christmas. So what are you going to do this year? What are you going to do tonight to help you step out of the box that other people tried to hide you in so that you can show the world who you truly are, so that you can lead the way for future generations? This is why cyclicality matters. You participating with it, you working with it, you tapping into the ancient wisdom that is always available to you because it helps you to fully be yourself. Not show up half-assed as yourself. Fully be yourself. Danielle, thank you for coming tonight. I so appreciate it. We're going to log off now too because we are at the hour point. But ladies, good work today. Good work. Let me know how tonight's class went for you and how it felt. Let me know what you learned, what you're going to start implementing in terms of food and exercise. And then let me know if and when you get to this incredible, like, ladies, $49 for this. Like, think about all the things that you spend $50 on. And you could spend $50 on self-discovery and self-knowing. Like, it blows my mind. Not sure if this will make sense, but uncovering who you are. Can that change with the season of life as you grow? I think that the season of life, oh, Stephanie, beautiful question. Yes, you're constantly changing and evolving. And when you participate with that transformation, you become more powerful. When you stop resisting the change in the evolution and you start participating more, then you are just free flowing, open goddess that is willing to show up in all of life and not numb out and not pretend like things aren't happening. Right? When you allow yourself to be who you are and commit to always doing that deeper level of work, you will commit to uncovering that. Thank you, Lisa. Happy holidays. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. But yeah, Stephanie, that's part of the point. We are not meant to be static creatures that are one way, shoved in a little box. We are meant to constantly evolve and grow and wax and wane. And the truth of who you are is always going to show herself on a deeper, more connected way when you participate with all of that. Beautiful question. I love that question so much. Embrace it. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Honor it. Right? You've already taught me to trust myself more. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. That makes my heart soar. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies. It is Sunday night leading into Thanksgiving week. I hope you have a blessed holiday. We are at the first quarter moon tonight, which is so exciting, tomorrow, which is so exciting. So we are stepping into that like go energy. We're ramping up. We're getting ready to implement a lot of things. Have fun this week. Connect this week. Feel good this week. Make feeling good a priority for you, and just watch how it will constantly unfold and watch how it will impact the lives of your family as they participate with you. I hope tonight's masterclass served you. I hope you utilize those calendars. I hope you sign up for this Unlocking Your Inner Magic experience because it will just help you and I go to the next level together. I just adore you all. Gretchen, I am so excited for you to expand yourself. Oh my gosh. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you all. I will see you next week later, I believe on Tuesday of the following week after Thanksgiving. And I'm just grateful and honored to do this work with all of you. Have an amazing night. Tag me with more questions and I'll be sure to answer them for you. Night, ladies.